this phantom creature has been known by many names.
Hey guys, Mark from Bigfoots and Mopars here, and I want to thank anybody who came over from my other channel to this channel to check this video out. I know some of you guys have been kind of curious when you see my name, you know, like, hey, does Mark really believe in Bigfoot? Yes, I do. I had about 3 different things happen in my life. Once when I was 5, once in my 30s, and then once about 2019. Had some strange situations happen. I'll go into those encounters at some other point. This winter I was at work, and a buddy of mine who also knows that I have a huge interest in big came up to me and he said, hey, look, my buddy owns some property north of the cities. It's about 40 or 80 acres, I can't remember which, but everybody goes up there hunting. There's a little hunting lodge on there that they built, and he said normally them and the property next to them get a lot of trail cam videos where they could monitor the deer. He said last time he went up there, the camera had been knocked down and there were 3 photos on the camera, and he thought that there was a picture of a Bigfoot on there. And I'm like, hey man, we got to go up there and check that out, you know, it'd be pretty awesome. But it was Minnesota, it was in the winter, there was a crap ton of snow, and the guy wasn't able to get out to the property at the time. It's probably way too late. The time frame of the window is probably gone, but we're gonna go up there. I'll be posting videos of what we see when we get up there. Also, I am going to include the photos of the Bigfoot and I'll be up front right now. They're pretty much blob squatch, but we'll talk to the guy and kind of figure out why he kind of came to the conclusion that he did. But anyway, we're on the way up there to meet with my friend and his friend, and we'll go to the property and check out. This is going to be my first Bigfoot investigation, and I'm pretty excited.
It was before deer hunting season, so I'm saying it was probably about 2 weeks before, so end of October. Shit, I go out there and I'm like, God, my freaking trail cam, you know, was out, which I've never had issues with it. And I was, you know, so I thought, well, I brought it back in, and it had 4 pictures on it, but then it died. Well, I wonder what's on there, so I just opened them up. And then all of a sudden there was this. Is this the one? No, okay, so this is the second one, which almost looks kind of like a wolf or a
reflection in there.
a wolf or something weird, yeah. You know?
This is the one that we think kind of looks like a face.
Yeah.
You know, hair, you got eyes,
nose.
Definitely looks like a face.
Yeah.
Facial hair, something.
It reminds me, like, if you ever saw the movie Troll Hunter, they kind of had the bigger nose.
Yeah. And then, you know,
like
again, if you look at the time, it's 12 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not the date because it got reset. So the camera was sitting right here.
And it was pointed
Out that way. Should be straight ahead because this is a deer crossing where deer, bear, everything kind of come across. And there's a nice pond over there. Across there, that's where they seen the mountain lion.
Mm-hmm.
God. So I'm assuming, you know, whatever it was came right up to here and
didn't like the camera.
You know, the sound of it probably made him think.
It's exciting. I was able to go out on this hunting trail and actually go to the exact spot where there's been heightened and increased Bigfoot activity, even caught on a game cam on the trail. I'm not sure what kind of bug spray Bigfoot uses, but it must be excellent. Because back here where they live, where I'm hiking and scouting, looking for them right now, those mosquitoes are thick.
So I thought this was kind of a interesting tree structure coming up here. Andy's clowning around, but it didn't look like it fell naturally. So I found it kind of curious that some of these arches, the tips were pushed down into the ground and I couldn't even pull them out. And as I was walking around one of the larger arches, I noticed that it had these horizontal trees and branches holding it in place, but they didn't seem to come from this area.
You know, everybody comes up, you know, we go hunting, stuff like that. So opening the day before opener, you know, everybody comes over here and we have a beer and bullshit, and I go, you wouldn't believe what I got on my camera. Someone's been fucking with me and everything like that. And so I'd show them and I'd go, okay, look, here's the first one, here's the second one. They're like, it's just a blur. And I'm like, yeah, that looks like a dog. That looks like a dog. And I said, okay, here's the first, you know, here's the first one that's weird. And everybody, I did the same thing when I went back to the first one. I went, and they went, what the fuck is that? And you just could pick it up right away, you know. And so everybody's like, man, I don't know what the hell that thing is. And I'm like, yeah, me either. I thought you guys were screwing with me or something. They're like, nope. And then Derek, the guy that lives at the gate, I asked him, hey, you want to see my Bigfoot pictures? And he goes, you got some? And I go, yeah. And, you know, so I showed him everything like that, and he goes, yeah, you know what weird is? He goes, the same thing happened to my camera. He goes, I won't even let my kids out. There's something out there. I don't know what it is, but it killed my cameras, you know. And he goes, you know, and he lives, like I say, he can go all over, and
He lives here year round?
He lives here year round, and he's like, I won't even let my kids out.
Oof. You okay?
That was quite the fall.
That was quite the shit. I don't feel that one anymore.
You rolled.
Do that?
Yeah.
Is that a rock?
Yes. It was a rock thrown in the fucking water.
Or was it a beaver's tail?
I've never heard of beaver's tail, so I don't know.
Oh, I don't know either.
But that was a splash anyway.
Yeah, it was a big splash.
Yeah.
You're right, it would be the...
Oh, it was?
I think so. Well, we'll see if someone gets hit by a rock.
Is it getting wet down there? We're going to hear another big splash.
I've got waders on.
Oh, well, that's no fun. Mosquitoes are here.
That sounded like a beaver's tail. That sounded like a slap. Yeah, I'm ready to not have ticks on me for a while.
What a wimp.
Fearlessly, they trekked further into the woods.
Now you can tell us about the Minnesota Iceman.
1974, 1975, the Minnesota State Fair there with my father. I'm 53 years old now, so that puts me 6 years old, give or take. The Iceman was a carnival-like attraction, and it wasn't in the midway. It was where the grandstand is, kind of in the middle part there in the State Fair, and you would walk into one end of the back of a semi-truck, and they're in a block of ice, or I remember some sort of a glass box, and things wet and icy. I remember there was Bigfoot. There was Bigfoot. I saw Bigfoot. And then you would just walk through the semi-trailer and out the other side. And it was a Minnesota Iceman, and I saw it. And since then, I've been interested in the topic. And here I am looking for Bigfoot right now.
Nice. Now, they said there was 2 different versions. One that was real, and then later on, they had one that was faked. Would you say, based on your 5-year-old self, whether it was faked or looked real?
If I had to bet on it, if we were at the roulette table, I got to put my money on fake or not fake. It was fake.
You just ruined my dreams, man.
Well, I remember.
You're crushing me here, Andy.
Because the reason why I thought the Iceman was melting, and I remember it being wet and a lot of condensation, and
There's a lot of these.
but it was weird. I remember it just being really weird, and I can't remember it was 25 cents. But that's about all I got.
Wow, a lot of these trees are broken all across the roads.
Now, one thing, if you all remember, if you talk paranormal activity, what is the first thing they say?
Did Bigfoots break trees to block roads?
No. No. What they say is, you don't hear anything.
Yeah.
You hear anything?
No?
All this sound stopped.
No owls.
No one says that hunting Bigfoot is easy.
Oops. Did I help her hurt? Daring to go where nobody else will. Yeah, okay. You want one of these lamps?
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm actually.
I'm really surprised we haven't heard of deer. But I know there is. Ah! I always want to do that. I you jump like a little baby.
Why wouldn't I?
It was fun. Give me my little bit of humor.
Yeah.
Definitely was not an eye.
Was it like a... Easy, okay. Geez, you need to get ahead of me or something.
That would be nice. Too many fucking sticks.
That's why we call you Mr.
Sticks
Turtle.
and ticks. Well, the beavers didn't like us out there. So we kind of heard a growl, though. We all are kind of in the same consensus for that, right?
I heard a growl.
Yeah, it was off to the right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was pretty weird.
But no light. No eye shine.
Yeah, no. And I keep doing the Scott Carpenter and quick turning around behind. But I think they know that I'm doing that, so. They foiled me again. So far we just have a growl and a Bigfoot imitating an owl.
And a splash.
And 2 splashes. Oops.
You could say one rock and a splash. And what we have,
The light.
we hopefully
Yeah.
have a light. Because that you could not see by eye, but I got a picture.
And I think I got 32 wood ticks.
It's not a contest, Andy.
Still counting.
It's not a contest.
Not a contest, it's a class. Yeah. But I won the falling. You ain't gonna take that away from me.
Mr. Turtle.
So first off, I'd like to thank Mark for having us out to his property. And it was a really cool story. The fact that not only did his trail cam go down, while he was up here, the neighbor came up, and without knowing that that happened to him, the neighbor came up and said that a strange thing happened to him. His trail cam went down, and kind of the same thing, only had a couple of photos on it. And it sounds like his neighbor actually kind of heard some stuff and didn't want his kids to go outside for a while. But that was probably, what, about how many months ago?
That would have been last fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, hunting season last fall.
Yeah, so, you know, definitely almost 6 months later, probably not going to find much evidence or anything, but it was fun getting out here, kind of seeing the area where, you know, definitely probably could have some Sasquatch activity. On the night hike last night, we had rocks thrown at us.
We heard a kaplunk, a big splash. It was kapoof into the pond.
Rock/beavers.
Probably a beaver.
Yeah, probably.
Because we did hear a second splash
Yeah.
about 5 minutes later, and it did sound more like a tail slapping the water. But that first one sounded like a big boulder being dropped straight into water.
Yeah. And then when we were coming down this trail, I don't know if you can see kind of behind us there, all the trees have came down over the ice storms and stuff to block this trail. We were walking this during the night, and it was just super quiet, not a single sound.
We didn't hear any crickets. We didn't hear any frogs. It was quiet, eerily quiet.
And there was one point where we all thought we might have heard a growl off to our right, but that was, you know, just, we all heard something to the right, but there are other animals out here and everything, so.
Yeah, again, thanks to Mark for letting us come out here, enjoy the property, and do our little investigation. We did the stuff. We came out here where activity was known to have happened possibly recently, and in the past we did a walk during the day, got full of mosquitoes, and then we did a walk last night and got full of wood ticks. So all in all, it was a success.
And it's important to know too, like the BFRO did do an investigation just a couple miles over that way, because of sightings. So there is a historical history of sightings in the area.
Yeah. So
Not
for us though.
No. But this was fun. You know, I'm gonna maybe do something like this again. We've got insight to another property that might have had some activity in the past, so we'll try to put another one of these together and maybe have a little bit more success then. But.
And quite the learning curve on walking through the woods in full summer, as far as protecting yourself, not falling, having proper lighting, proper clothing, bug spray, anti-tick protection. So definitely a learning curve for me on this investigation. So thanks for bringing me along, Mark. I learned a ton.
No, this was like, I got the chance and I thought it'd be fun.
Yeah.
So, and it was exactly what I thought. We went camping.
Yeah.
And had a good time.
We did.
Big fire. All right. Thanks, guys.
Poof. Was there a comment stream that you saw comments on your podcast that you're
for
on?
those of you guys who don't know, I was actually on a podcast, and the host has a Facebook website, and I was just telling Andy that I've had 3 different things that happened to me in my life. One was kind of like a total recall. I didn't remember it, you know, but then once I kind of had the second incident, it kind of made me stop and think about this weird thing that happened when we were kids. And I forgot where I was going with that.
So right now we're still in that awkward phase with that. We know that that's on.
Yeah.
So it's
Right, yeah. And that's what happens to me. I try to get into a spiel and I ruin the mood and stuff. So.
yeah, we're still in that awkward minute